Hi friends, Caitlin here with Sass and Stitch Crochet, and today I'll be walking you through a tutorial for the Mayfield Washcloth. This is a ultra beginner crochet pattern, perfect for your first project, and I'm so excited to share it with you. This uses basic stitches, and I will walk you through everything you need to know. I just love the size of this, the texture, and the squish factor of this washcloth. I think it's just perfect for your first project. So we're going to be using worsted weight cotton yarn. I'm using Dishy from We Crochet. You'll need about 100 yards per washcloth. I'm also using a 4mm crochet hook. And at the end, I'll need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to weave in my ends. So let's just jump right in. I've got the tail of my yarn and I'm going to be making a slip knot. So with the tail in my left hand, I'm going to cross it over. Then I'm going to use my left hand to reach down through that loop, grab the tail, and just pull enough through to make a new loop. This is a slip knot, and this allows you to adjust the size of your starting loop. And we're going to go ahead and insert our crochet hook into that loop. Okay, so we're going to be making our starting chain. For this pattern, we can do any even number of stitches. So I'm going to be making a starting chain of 34. You can make yours to any length you desire. My 34 length chain got me about an 8.5 inch washcloth, and I think that an 8 to 9 inch washcloth is your sweet spot. So your gauge, which is how tight you crochet, might be slightly different than mine, so you might find that you need to adjust your starting chain to get to that 8 to 9 inch sweet spot. I recommend not measuring until after you've done your first complete row, because your starting chain is not a reliable indicator of how wide your project will actually be once you get established in your rows. So go ahead and chain about 34 for now, any even number around 34, and we'll go ahead and get started. So to make a chain, you'll take your yarn and yarn over your hook from back to front, and you're going to pull that through the existing loop on your hook. You see that you've created a little V here. This is one chain. So again, you'll yarn over with your yarn from back to front and pull through that loop on your hook. One more time, yarn over and pull through that loop on your hook. So you can see I've made 1, 2, 3 chains so far, and I'm going to keep going until I get to 34. I'm just finishing up my starting chain here. And now I'm at a length of 34 chains, which is going to be approximately how wide my washcloth will end up being. But again, this is not the perfect indicator. So again, don't measure until you've done at least the first real row, which we're going to begin now. Okay, starting row 1, we're going to be starting in the second chain from the hook. So this is the first chain here. This is the second chain. This is where we're going to be starting. And I want you to flip that chain over to the back. I'll count again to show you. We've got the first chain here and the second chain here, and I want you to work into this back bump right here. So we're going to insert our hook into that back bump of the second chain from the hook, and we're going to yarn over and pull through just one loop on our hook. Now we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops on our hook. This is a single crochet stitch. We're going to do another one in the next back bump. We'll insert, yarn over, and pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. You've just completed your second single crochet. We're going to do this all the way across. So working in the next back bump, this is where we just worked with the extra little hole gap here. So we're going to work into the next one. Insert, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, and pull through 2. Single crochet. We're going to work a single crochet stitch into each chain across this starting chain here. And the last one will be right in the very end, right before our slip knot, in that last little back hump. So continue working single crochets all the way across. You're going to end up with 33 single crochets, or 1 stitch less than your starting chain. So I started with a 34 starting chain, so I have 33 stitches. I'm working my last single crochet here of my first row. And there you have it. Now I'm ready to start my second row. I'm going to start with a chain 1 at the end here. This is going to give our row the height to keep growing upward. And we're going to flip our work over so that we're starting on the same side that we always start on. So we're going to do a single crochet into the first stitch here. So this is the top view of the stitches. You want to make sure to work into both sides of that V, which are called the front loop and the back loop. You'll insert into that first stitch, and these 2 loops, it counts as 1 stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2 to complete a single crochet in that first stitch. Next, we're going to do a new stitch, which is called the treble crochet, which starts with yarning over 2 times on our hook. 1 yarn over, 2 yarn over. And then we're going to insert into the next stitch. Again, you want to grab both of those 2 loops at the top view there. Yarn over and pull through 1. And you should have 4 loops on your hook now. Now yarn over and pull through 2. Do that again, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That is a treble crochet. It's basically just a tall stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to do another single crochet. So just simply insert into that next stitch, yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2. That's a single crochet. And now we're going to do another treble crochet. So yarn over 2 times, insert into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 1. At this point you should have 4 loops on your hook. And you're going to do a yarn over and pull through 2 until you only have 1 loop remaining on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 until we have only 1 loop left. Okay, in the next stitch we'll do another single crochet. We're going to continue repeating treble crochet, single crochet, treble crochet, single crochet, all the way across our work until we get to the end. You should end with a single crochet. So I'm just picking up the pace because I've walked you through it. And you can already start to see this kind of textured stitch forming, kind of like a boblet, like you see on my finished washcloth. You see that starting to become defined on the back side of your work here. So again, continue repeating, alternating between single crochet and treble crochet all the way across, and your last stitch should be a single crochet. I'll meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, so I've worked my way all the way to the end of the row. I've ended on a single crochet. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now I'm ready to start row 3. So you can see all the way across I've got this nice textured stitch. So for row 3, there we go. In the first stitch right here, this is the first stitch, I'm going to work a single crochet. And we're going to be doing single crochets all the way across. Now working into the tops of these treble crochets are a little bit tricky because they look a little bit hidden and pushed around to the back. You want to make sure you're still inserting through that front loop and that back loop to work all of your stitches. So each stitch you work into, every other is going to look a little bit different of how you need to insert, but regardless, you'll be working your stitches the same way we've done single crochets this entire time. So go ahead and work single crochets into the top of each stitch across your work. Okay, so I'm near the end of my work. I have 1 single crochet left to work. This is the last stitch on the end right here. So I'll do 1 last single crochet, and that's the end of row 3. So you can see I've got a full, nice, clean set of those bobelettes, just like I have on this washcloth here. Okay, apologies for the change in quality. My camera battery just died, so I had to switch to my phone real quick to finish this up. But like I was showing you on my finished washcloth, each of these bobblets are like a set of 2 rows. This is a set of 2, 2, 2, 2. So every time you complete a treble and single crochet row and then an all single crochet row, that is one set of these bobblets. So we just finished a all single crochet row. So now we're going to do a row 2 repeat, which was our alternating between single crochet and treble crochet. So we're going to go ahead and chain 1, and we're going to flip our work. And we're going to be single crocheting in the first stitch. First stitch, complete a single crochet. In the next stitch, we'll complete a treble crochet. So again, you do that 2 yarn over first, and then you go to complete the stitch. So yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Continue alternating between single crochet and treble crochet all the way across, making sure that you're ending on a single crochet. So I'll do one more set with you. We'll do single crochet and treble crochet. All right, keep working this repeat and I will meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, I've worked almost to the end. I have 2 more stitches left and I just worked a single crochet, which means I need to work a treble crochet next. And then my last single crochet at the end here. All right, now we're ready for our row 5. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And you can really see this is the second set of that boblet. Now we're going to add our all single crochet row to make that a nice and clean finish to that set of boblets. So again, we're going to be doing single crochet in each chain or in each stitch across. So just a reminder, we have this chain 1 here at the top here. So this is not our first stitch. We work into the first stitch on the work. So here's that first single crochet that we'll work into. Single crochet. Now we'll be inserting into the next stitch. Just a reminder, this is a little bit tricky because these treble crochets kind of roll back a little bit. You want to make sure to find both loops of that V, the front loop and back loop, insert and work your single crochet. So just be mindful and pay a little bit of extra attention to that when you're working across your work. Next, I'll be working into the next stitch, which is just a little bit kind of pushed down in between those treble crochets. And now we have the next treble crochet. All right, and you're going to be continuing to work single crochets all the way across this row until the end. Okay, so I'm just finishing up my last row here. That was the end of row 5. And I'm going to continue repeating rows 2 and 3 until I've made approximately a square. So my washcloth measures about 8.5 inches wide. So I repeated rows 2 and 3 until I got to about 8.5 inches long. And your last row, oh, get that out of the way. You want to end your last row on a single crochet row repeat. So you want the textured part of your work to be facing up when you finish your work. This will just give you a nice clean edge like you see here in my work. And then you can fasten off and weave in your ends. And there you have it. That is the Mayfield washcloth. Thank you so much for joining this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out my YouTube for other beginner-friendly pattern tutorials, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.